Ubisoft has faced some major problems over the past couple of years, and it looks like it's only going to get worse. They must be panicking right now because we're finding out that they have had to delay their earnings report and halted share trading minutes before release. I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, over the years, we've had to talk a lot about Ubisoft and the problems that they faced. They've gone through a major restructure with firing people, with canceling projects to try to make it so they're not losing as much money as quickly as they previously were. We know in the eyes of consumers, they've faced really big problems with bad PR. They are not really creating the games that people want. And when you're not creating products that sell, you're going to face hurdles. And we know that they have this big deal with Tencent and this big creative house Vantage Studios. We know that Far Cry and Rainbow Six and also Assassin's Creed are being handed off to that, but it's going to be years before they bear any fruit, before we see if this new team of people is able to turn these franchises around and make money off of them. But Ubisoft still has to chug along and ultimately make money during that time. And, well, things are looking pretty rough as now. Ubisoft is delaying their earnings report. So it says Ubisoft is no longer delaying its games. Now it's delaying its earnings report. This statement to me is so funny, by the way. I love when we see the access media actually slight companies because it's so rare, and I'm not, of course, giving them any leeway. They still are terrible, but it's funny when even they have to turn on a company. Just minutes before it was scheduled to release, it was scheduled to announce its first half earnings for fiscal year 2025 to 26 FY26, the company announced that it was postponing its call. In addition to the postponement of the results, Ubisoft announced that it had requested Euronext to halt trading of company shares. Ubisoft has requested that they halt trading of its shares and its bonds from the market opening on November 14, 2025, until the publication of its first half 25-26 results in the coming days. Ubisoft will inform the market of the date on which trading will restart. And of course, this has sparked major discussion amongst gamers because, yes, this doesn't look particularly good for them. I bet that they're on the phone right now with their lenders and creditors, and I bet that they're trying their best to damage control internally. And is that actually going to end up turning things around? Probably not. I, of course, am not a financial whiz by any stretch of the means, but even I can see just how bad this is, and I'm sure you all can too. We are talking about a company that is billions upon billions of dollars in debt. We are talking about a company that has released games that have cost billions and billions of dollars, and they've faced billions of dollars in losses. We are talking about a company that has already gone through one major restructure attempt where they went through mass layoffs, they canceled projects, they really tried to trim the fat so that maybe things could be a little bit more affordable. And we're also talking about a company that, yes, again, has a very bad public image, and their games do not sell the way that they used to. Now, can Ubisoft turn things around? Maybe. I suppose it's possible for any company, but just look at their stocks over the past couple of years and truly how bad they are right now. I mean, just taking a very quick peek here at the 5-year chart, my goodness, has this absolutely crashed over the years. This is abysmal for them, and I just, wow. I think it's pretty crazy to see that in only a couple of years, how the mighty can fall. We've seen this happen with a lot of companies. Of course, it's not exclusive to Ubisoft, but Ubisoft is definitely the one that is facing the most problems in the video game industry right now. But really, it's a problem of their own making. We are talking about companies here that are putting the most money ever towards projects, and they are seeing the smallest returns. Look at something like Assassin's Creed Shadows. We had recently found out that Assassin's Creed Shadows was the, of course, lowest selling AC game at launch out of the past 5, so the modern titles, you could say, and it also had the highest budget. It is not doing good like the Access Media and also like Ubisoft wanted you to believe. This is why Ubisoft constantly comes out in damage control. Just last week, they were talking about the haters. This VGC article says we had to stop focusing on those who hated us. Ubisoft says that it won the battle against Assassin's Creed Shadows Backlash, and I think that this right here is the largest problem that they face. It's not even activists in their company, because while yes, activists are mostly trash at their jobs, you still have a couple of people who are radical leftists who are half decent at creating content that might be within their ranks. But if you have a team of activists who can create an amazing product, but you have no customers, it doesn't matter if that product is even good. So the number one issue that they face truly and genuinely is with their customers coming out and calling your critics haters, and of course racists and sexists and bigots and chuds and losers. That's not a winning strategy. And if you have no audience, you're not going to have any sales. And if you have no sales, you go under. A company like this needs to stop making controversial statements first and foremost. They need to stop talking about, the people who hated us and we won against those losers who through backlash towards us. People are criticizing because they care. It's like my YouTube channel. I have this channel because I want the video game industry to thrive. I want these companies to do better. I want games to be absolutely phenomenal. And sure, there are some companies that I talk about on this channel, like Ubisoft, for example, that most of the time I'm wrecking them. But I'm wrecking them because of their actions. If tomorrow we all woke up and the video game industry was magically fixed, there weren't activists running rampant, there weren't trash games releasing, everything was positive, I would be the happiest person on earth, truly and genuinely. And of course, I think that it would be great if that was to happen, but it's not going to happen, unfortunately, until these companies actually start saying we need to put the customers first again. Stop putting your activists first. Stop putting your wallets first. Stop putting, we need to support the Access Media and all of these different ESG and DEI initiatives first. Stop putting bullshit first and start putting your customers first. It's really just that simple, and I hate to see companies that were once so amazing fall so far so fast, but they deserve it. They deserve the backlash, they deserve the criticism, they deserve the scrutiny, because they are the ones who are making all of these terrible moves. And again, this could be absolutely massive for Ubisoft. It could mean more restructuring. We could see them making a further deal with Tencent, perhaps. I know a lot of people are speculating, and we don't have any solid answers, but they are facing crushing debt. And the only thing that could really get them out of the situation is shutting up and making great content, releasing absolutely phenomenal titles again, doing a good job, and maybe, yes, firing some of these activists and bringing back veteran developers. Look at what their veteran developers are doing right now, making games like Expedition 33. They needed to keep those types of people, and they lost them, but they need to try to maybe go into their, back catalog of games, look at people who were with them for 10, 15, 20 years who were making those titles and say to themselves, we need to pay them as much money as they want to get them back on our team, so maybe we can start making great games again. They, of course, cannot get significant sums of money by new emissions of shares. They can't acquire new debt cheaply anymore. Their short-term solvability was already shot in their last earnings report, and servicing their debt becomes incredibly hard without a significant restructure yet again. So they're just facing a hell of a lot of problems right now, and I can't say that I'm particularly shocked. We have seen the writing on the wall for Ubisoft for years at this point, and what can they really do in the eyes of customers is the big question. What can they pull from the vault? Is it going to be remakes? Is it going to be remasters? Are there any big series that you guys would like to see revived that maybe they haven't made a game for in 10 or 15 years? And of course, if that happens, will you trust them? Will you still say, you know what? This game looks half decent. I'm going to go out of my way to buy it. Probably not, because you don't trust them. So even if they do create 2 or 3 really great games and bangers, people might still not show up to buy them. So they're facing some major hurdles. There are already quite a few threads on X about this topic, and the responses are hilarious. Congratulations, Tencent or the Saudi government. I mean, it wouldn't be far-fetched if they announced some kind of deal. Translation, it's bad. Guess that's what happens when you tell your consumers who buy their games that they don't own their games. Haven't bought a Ubisoft game since. If I can own their games, I guess they can't get my money. In France, there have been rumors of something big for a few weeks now, but I didn't know it concerned Ubisoft. Love to see it. This is what happens when you spend a decade ruining beloved franchises of yours and not listening to player feedback, prioritizing microtransactions and other garbage that wasn't for the game or the players. I just want to see the Black Flag game announced, people laughing. Things must be pretty bad if they're doing this, and some people still want to believe that Assassin's Creed Shadows was profitable. It definitely was not the banger that they thought it was going to be, so I'll definitely be keeping my eye on this, curious to see what else they say, what else is announced, and when we actually get this, just how bad things truly are for them. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this important and informative, make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I'll talk to you all again in the next video really soon.